Good morning, folks. Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry for the little bit late start today. But, anyways, 15-minute bias is pointing up. It was only one bar deep. We did have open a couple minutes ago, so I do want to see where we end up chilling for this news that we have coming out. Tons of news, red folders at 10 a.m. Depending on where we end up prior to this news, the daily may be looking to be flipping. So we do got to be very careful today. If the daily bias does flip neutral, and today does become a day in which the daily is trying to pick its directionality, gonna have to be a little bit careful. Let's see what do we got in store today. I am still in these longs. I'm going to move my profit stops to 5. Move profit stops to 5 for the rest. Yeah, because the one thing is today, if the daily starts to flip, this is going to be very, very tough. We'll get trapped between this area right here, 935 and 850-ish. But it's going to be highly deterministic based upon this news that's coming out at 10. There's a lot of red folders coming out at 10 today. I don't think we have any FOMC stuff today. No, we do not. We are good. But yeah, a lot of news coming out at 10, so be careful. All right, let's see what we got in store. I do want to see these highs at 844 tested. That is my ideal target for these longs. We did not get our trims filled at 33. Did not hit it. Was one trim off or one tick off. There was, oh, I didn't even notice. A plus setup did also trigger the upside. I am sorry, I just noticed this. Triggered at 790, pretty close to where we took our entry, so that's good. Was able to see that while not on charts. All right, let's see if we get our 33 trims filled here. $33 trims filled. Very nice, very nice. Again, ideal target is this 44 area. 844. Good morning, good morning. Sorry, I just opened up the chat. I hope I did answer some of your guys' questions. We will start to see a little bit of resistance around this area. Ideally, we get our 43 trims filled. Ideally, that'd be nice. Again, we got 20 minutes until news. It is highly possible that we test where the bias is going to flip neutral on the daily, and then with the news, they either catapult us back down into keeping the bias down, or they catapult us up into trying to change the bias to the upside. Remember, it's usually best to have one bar deep. More than one bar deep is what I meant. 43 trims filled, bang. 50 points. And 53 trims filled. I'm out 75%. What a banging trade, huh? A banging trade. No overextension yet. If we do push to 881 in the next like 2 minutes and I'm out of this trade, then I'm gonna look to switch to 83 trims just got filled. $863 is what I meant, sorry. Nice little 70-point banger to start off the day. Very nice. Looking for food. I was gonna say, you're looking for food. This might not be the right place for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even have any food to share with you, man. I don't eat breakfast until 1. Shoot, profit stops. Moving profit stops for the rest to 20. Actually, you know what? We'll be a little bit more strict because this pretty much did hit our ideal target. Moving profit stops to 35. I'll be a little bit more conservative with it. Again, you can take full profit. You can have much tighter profit stops too. You do not have to follow me on my profit stops. So bias is currently down on daily, but 15-minute is up. Correct. Well, look at that. Bias on the daily has started to flip to the upside. This is becoming very, very dangerous. This is very dangerous. Meaning 2 things can happen today, okay? So either we have a really harsh reaction up or harsh reaction down. It's very rare that you close around that area where the bias is flipping neutral. Very rare, unless there's a big catalyst coming in, like such as FOMC, etc. So I did go over this a couple times last week and the weeks before that. It is difficult as a trader to keep all of this in mind because you don't want your daily bias to flip into your intraday, right? Now, when the daily pairs with the intraday, it should give you the idea that this is a much better / safer trade, right? We are slightly starting to overextend, but we have a new candle here, so new candling opening up in 30 seconds. With the daily doing this, I do want to be careful now. One thing I'm going to do real quick is just double check for overextension levels. If we do start overextending, where do I want to look? I'm going to be keeping an eye out at like 890, 900, maybe a little bit higher. We'll see. So, I mean, we are riding this trade as much as we can here. Right now, we are in dip to buy mode. Any dips should be bought. Intraday pivot point level for determining bias intraday wise is going to be either 810 or 822. So if we are below 810 or 822, you can look to watch the 15-minute bias flipping. Otherwise, again, dip to buy. It is also possible that we have a trend day today. I kind of want to be profit stopped out of the rest of these, so that way we can get a setup for a night, a better or newer trade. If you got big balls, you can re-enter here at this 44. This was our area prior. This was our ideal target spot. If you got balls, it's a very high risk spot. Again, I'm expecting us to either have a very large move to the upside or a very large move back down. If you bought that 43 dip, nice. Very nice. Bang. I'm going to trim small at 73. I'm going to try to ride this as much as possible. Get that fill. Let me get that fill. You got about almost 30 points if you took that re-entry on, or sorry, 25-ish points if you took that re-entry at that 44 spot. Big balls, you got paid. And again, I'm not looking to short off of an overextension until we are around 25,900. Reminder, overextension. Risky bisky plays. Risky bisky plays. Very strong move. Very, very strong move. Glad we were a part of it. All right, we have news in 12 minutes. I think this is going to start slowing down around. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, this is probably going to start slowing down around here. Keyword probably. 15-minute bias is starting to try and flip again, maintain itself. If you want to be a risky bisky person, you can try shorts here at 6. Well, you kind of. If you have big ball short here, 864. There we go. Better big ball spot. If you got big balls. I am going to ride this out until we get to 900. If we get to 900. Let me get these 73 trims. Brother, it tapped 73, but I did not get filled. Check if the apexes got filled. Apexes did get filled. No top step filled. Sad. 25, 870. I'm just going to count it because the apexes did get filled. 3 out 75%. Excuse me. Let's see if you big balls folks get paid. You got 10. I'm going to actually move my profit stops up to 40 points. Actually, you know what? I'm going to profit stop myself out here. Thank you. Profit stopping myself out here. 5-5. 8-5-5. Because I am expecting another large move to occur shortly after this news. So I want to be prepared for it and set up for it. Balls are small today. Too cold. Oh, 1 second, guys. Getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry guys. I am back. Okay. At this point, I'm just gonna wait the couple minutes for the news. We got what, like 5 minutes? Best to wait it out. All right. Now, one thing I am becoming hesitant up here is the push that we've had. We want to make sure that we're holding above 834 to see if we do end up having a trend day. Now, if we do have a trend day, keep buying the dip, obviously, right? So what the plan is going to be is I want to see an 834 retest based off of this news. I want to see 834 hold, and then we'll look for immediate break entries for longs. On the flip side, if we get below 810, so I'm going to use 810 for the flip side, right? If we get below 810, we start having a base formation below here. I'm going to look for immediate break for the short side. If we just stay around this area and just continue catapulting up, I'm just going to have to wait. We're going to have to skip that one. If that happens, we're going to have to skip. All right, let me see here if we are starting to overextend. Again, if we do push into 25,900 within this next couple minutes prior to this new... actually, you know what? We're going to cancel that. We are going to cancel that. No problem, brother. I will keep you posted for which ones to take on the challenge account. Is RCC here? Yes, sir. All right, perfect. We are locked and loaded, set to go. So I don't know how much volatility this news is going to bring, but there should be a really decent amount. I mean, you got JOLTS, you got factory month over month, you get ISM services PMI, you got Canadian PMI. There is a shit ton of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different news items coming out. Oh, happy. We essentially did a 50K challenge account live for everybody, and had RCC follow me / the alerts to show more of a realistic approach to following rather than the person who's alerting doing it themselves, because obviously that would, you know, not be realistic in terms of someone following them. So we did it that way. We passed the account, and we are now on the challenge phase. So here's one thing I do want you guys to keep in mind. Once your account is passed and you are in the challenge phase or in the funded phase, you no longer have time as a constraint on you, right? So if time is not a constraint, there is no need to rush. There is absolutely no need to rush. Be conservative. $100 to two. Well, you can't do 100, but 150 is a minimum, I believe. $150 to $200 a day adds up. It really does. All right, 2 minutes till news. Let's go ahead and bring out the secret sauce. Also, my a reminder for you guys. I was being very aggressive towards the end of December there, the end of the year. I did mention how I was going to be very aggressive. Now we are switching back to a little bit more, I guess, less aggressiveness. Also, the market was a little bit different because we did have the holiday market. So with the aggressive price action, what do we do to counteract it to keep ourselves safe? We lowered our sizing, right? So if you are going to be more aggressive, you shouldn't also keep that aggressive sizing with it. You should also look to adjust your risk management accordingly. Now we're basically back into normal market, so it should not be too bad. The last couple days have been pretty good. You are getting a 1 minute trigger here. I am obviously not taking it. We have news in 20 seconds. Does not make sense to be in anything. If you are gambling right now. Here's a little tip slash trick for you. If you know that there's guaranteed movement, for example, right now, we know that this news is going to have a high impact on the market. We're guaranteed movement to come out. Or something like FOMC, like major news events. What you can do is you can try to gamble your accounts for evals only. Don't do this on, funded accounts. Do this on evals. I went over this last time. What can you do? You can look to long one and short one. Full port. You're guaranteed to pass one. You did have a 1 minute trigger, correct, AZ, but it doesn't. That one doesn't matter. You don't want to take that. All right, so what I wanted to see was the 834 hold. We get 834 to hold here. And we will look for some longs as long as this 15 minute is still pointing up. 834 holds. I'm going to put orders in at 851. NQ immediate break, 851 will long. 851 will long. If we break these lows that we created at 821, I will cancel these orders. So we want to see if we hold or not. We don't hold, we cancel, we look for flip. Bias 15 minute is still pointing up, but it will switch to neutral / down very shortly if we break into that 810. Orders are still in. We didn't fully break below. Selling pressure is getting kind of heavy. All right, I'm canceling the long orders. Cancel longs. Just watching for now. All right, one thing to notice. Volume really decreased off of that news. That's not ideal, but it should be coming back here shortly. This is too early for volume to go away. That means the news hasn't been fully absorbed yet. NQ immediate break, 839, will long. 839, will long. RCC, you can take this one. If we break below 810, I'm going to cancel. 15-minute bias is still pointing up. 810 will have it flip. Again, long orders are in at 839. ES is looking much stronger. NQ is looking weaker. You are having some divergence. What does that mean? That means that ES is safer to long, NQ is safer to short. If the bias was down, this would be nice. It would pair with it. Would give us higher confidence on that play. But unfortunately, bias is still up at the moment. See if we get that 839 tap. There is an A+ downside setup starting to form around 773. It is a little bits away, about 100 points away. Let's see if the daily went back to neutral. This is where it's going to get tough, guys. It is about to get tough if this is the case. It is. We're right in the flip-flop center of the bias on the daily trying to flip. This is, you got to be a little bit careful. NQ 839 longs entered. 25, 839. All right, let's see what we got. This is a difficult trade. I just realized as soon as we were looking at the daily there that this is kind of the spot where the daily is trying to pick its directionality. So we are in on this with lotto sizing on this one. Only thing that we would size up on today would have been those longs in the morning due to the A plus setup. And then if there is an A plus setup, that does trigger on the bottom end. Let's go. Happy. Lost last two trades, but green on 8 accounts. Man, green is green. Green is green. Ideal target for this one, if we do get it fully, would be 873. And you have 10, take if you wish. Okay, 873. Alright. Let's see if the volume can maintain. Volume did increase. It did come back on that buyback to the upside there. However, volume was majority on the seller side. NQ up 15, stops with the break even. NQ first terms it. NQ first trims it. Bang. And buffer for the rest. Go for ideal target. Sorry, I just saw that. Wow, I got tapped at 69 with no fill. That's crazy. That is crazy. How do you want to tap us but not fill? Low key wild. Even my ninja traders did not get filled. They did tap me, but yeah, sometimes it be like that, man. Sometimes it be like that. It's okay, RCC. It's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. That was a lotto sizing play, yes, because of the spot that it was within. As I was mentioning, the only thing that we would size up for today was the longs in the morning, and if this downside A plus setup triggers. Otherwise, there is no spot to put on risk that I can see, especially with the daily trying to pick its directionality. Like, you gotta be careful when the daily is doing that. Alright, we are drying up a little bit on volume here. Okay. Still in this trade. Nothing changed. Nothing has changed. Hopefully we can get our 69 fills. We are looking good. We are holding the levels well. Volume is still there. Can it maintain / be enough to push us up? Push! Push it! Rocket! Okay, sorry, 69 trims did get filled. Bang. 869. Moving profit stop to 5 for the rest. We are holding well. Volume is drying up, though. That's the one thing. We don't like that. We really don't like that. Half. 30 points. Profit stops for the rest to 5. All right, we ride. All right, I'm gonna take a risk here and average up. You do not need to follow. 5, 8, 5, 8. Can I type? If you are averaging up, only do this on one account and make sure you do move your profit stops up tighter. That is always the risk management technique that you will have to do if you are doing that. And we got profit stop out the rest. All right, back to waiting we go. Only issue here is, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is that volume is starting to dry up a bit. It is drying up a bit. As long as we are holding above 834, I still like continuation to the upside. Waiting for a base here. If we get a base, we will look for an immediate break. NQ immediate break of 849. Well, long. RCC, you can look to take this one as well. If we break below 825, we'll cancel. See if we have to cancel these or not. And I'm going to wait here. See if this does fully break through. Use 822 instead. We'll cancel if clean break below 822. Let's see. I'm actually going to move my orders to immediate break of 845. Moving orders to immediate break of 845. Clean break below this 22 will cancel. Remember, ES is stronger, NQ is weaker. This is the daily bias spot, so you will see some support here, some strong support. Again, 845 orders are in. Excuse me. Yep, RCC perfect. Only concern here is volume. It's starting to die off again, as I mentioned a little bit ago. You want to see volume maintain around this area. So here we want to see an increase of volume to solidify that the upside is holding. And we are setting up for a nice upside move if buyers do step in at 845. A very clean, nice upside move setup. Due to the lack of volume, though, we do got to be careful. That is the only thing that I do want to mention. So please be careful on this one. Volume comes back in, it's safer. If you want to be risky biscuit and you got big balls, you can long it here. 837. NQ longs entered, 845. Nice. Nice. Good volume spike. If you did long it there with big balls, you got paid a little bit. 5, 845. $8.34. Can the volume maintain? We got a nice mixture of volume coming in here. Large volume, which is good, but mixture. Sellers and buyers. You kind of gotta see who's gonna win. Ideal target for this would be highs. Good. Maintain this volume. Break us out. Right here. Literally right here where we need buyers to step in. They do not. This will fail. NQ up 10. Take if you wish. Big balls, folks. You guys got. Hey. We get 15. Get my risk off the table, please. Big balls entry, guys. You guys got your full 20 plus. Debating moving stops to minus 15 for safety. You know what? I'm gonna move stops to minus 15 from minus 20. Minus 15 from minus 20 to reduce risk. If you want to be even safer, you can move them to minus 10. NQ up 15. Stops move to break even. Risk is off the table. Nice. Nice surge in volume on the buyer's end there. Very nice. Now, with the lack of volume, guys, this will have to be the last play. It's not a choice. It's more of a decision based off of the price action plus the volume. Notice we are starting to chop, right? And what did I mention earlier in the day when we do have a daily bias picking day? It's gonna take time for the daily to solidify its position, right? That is one thing we do got to keep in mind. NQ profit stopped out the rest. Or sorry, outbreak even. No, profit stopped. I'm gonna keep an eye and see if anything pops up here with some volume, but otherwise it may look like we should call it here. Keyword should. I'm gonna attempt the same area right here again. NQ long at 24. I got a 1 point different fill at 824. Lotto sizing. I will risk one account. RCC, do not take this re-entry. Yeah, do not take this re-entry. This is a higher risk trade. I'm not necessarily in love with it, but let's see what we can get. Correct. NQ up 10, take if you wish. NQ up 15, stops with the break even. I have a feeling that we might keep getting stopped to break even, but we'll see. This is where we need that volume. Come on, volume surge, breakout. NQ first rims hit, stops 2 points in profit for the rest. Have we taken a loss today? I don't think we've taken a single loss today. Nice. We haven't had a 100% win rate day in a long time. Bang! NQ74 trims hit. Ideal target has hit. Half, 30 points. Bang! 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 I know that trade was riskier. We did only risk one account. But we got a nice little bang out of it. Ideal target has hit. Okay, so you'd either take majority here and hold some runners, or you leave completely. Do not be buying up here. Not a spot where you want to buy out. If volume does not come in here, we will not break out. ES also is starting to look weak as well. It might be divergence, might be switching a little bit to NQ here. Alright, so this is probably going to be the last trade for the day, guys. I really don't know if we will get another one today. Top 3 RPAs and start making ATM for your style and trade like this. Let's go. Well done, brother. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love to see it. Make sure you do post in the Profits chat. Would appreciate it. And then, yeah, the ATM is pretty relatively easy to set up. Once you get that set up, this is the beauty of having the ATMs, is it makes your life a lot easier. Your life will be a lot easier with the ATM. Ideal target for these longs next is going to be that 25,900 area. I believe we have that in store with the way that we are defending this area and the volume. Insane volume coming in on this candle. A lot of volume coming in on this candle. Should get a breakout here. Keyword should. Nice. Nice. Bang! Bang! Why is it so important to look at volume? Prime example right there. We literally called it out right before it happened. You should get a breakout here. Keyword should. Bang! Slowly and slowly. You guys should start being able to see this. This is why it's very important to watch the volume. As I mentioned, we could, earlier this morning, I mentioned that we could have a trend day. So far, it is holding true. What the challenge account feels like, live risk management, lessons 101. No problem, of course. That is the point. That is the point of these lives. You guys should be leaving here every single day with some sort of knowledge gained. If you're not making profit, you should leave with some sort of knowledge. All right, I'm going to move the profit stops up to, let's move them to 10 for the rest. 10 for the rest. All right, how many trades do we have today? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 trades. I don't know why it felt like more. 4 trades. 100% win rate so far. Very nice. Very nice. Also, I didn't mention quite a few times, it is buy the dip mode today. Buy the dip mode did prove to be very, very useful today. 25,900. This is what should be in store. Keyword should. From there, a little hard to say. $894 trims filled. Bang. Out 90%. Holding one runner. 50 points. I will upload today's video and yesterday's stream. This will allow you guys to go back in time and see what we've been doing. And that can give you some education and some insight. Ideal target has hit. 25,900 has hit. I recommend that you be out majority, if not all. I am going to take my full exit manually. This is the last runner that we have here. You know what? I should have taken it. It's going to be very difficult to get above this area with this low volume. All right, putting full exit in at 25,904. Profit stops for last runner in at 20 points. All right, we're gonna call it a day on that. That'll be a good spot to call it. All right, folks. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good job today. Phenomenal win rate and good risk management. Good assessment of the market. This is what a normal market looks like. This is what a normal market should be like. Keyword should, right? Notice the difference between the market that we had in December, towards the end of December, going to the holidays, compared to now, right? There is a big difference in the market. You should be able to slowly start picking up on these things, and that's how you will grow as a trader. Once you learn the type of market you are in, then you can adjust your risk management accordingly, right? The one thing that we can control in trading is how many losses you take and how big of a loss you take, right? Risk management. So the one thing that is in our control, you should be able to identify which markets to put that risk on, which markets to be a little less risk off. But this isn't something that, you can pick up on right away. It does take time. Anyways, folks, as always, please post in the profits chat if you made some money. Would appreciate it. And we will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.